Girls are not brides. End child marriage. Every year, 15 million girls are married before the age of 18. 28 girls every minute, 1 every 2 seconds. Child marriage is the formal marriage or informal union before the age of 18 years old. Child marriage is a human rights violation. It is taking away the right to be a child. Child marriage threatens girls' lives, health, and deprives them from obtaining an education. It exposes girls to violence and to a cycle of poverty. According to UN data from 2011, child marriage is most common in South Asia and Sub-Saharan Africa, with some countries dropping the legal age limit for marriage for girls down to 12 years old. Child marriage denies girls the right to choose who to marry and when, an important decision. Choosing your life partner is a major decision, one that should be made freely without fear or coercion. In the case of a child marriage, girls are usually not given a chance to give consent. Consent is given by their parents. Denying a child the right to consent to marriage is a violation of their rights and a crime according to several international declarations. Child brides face huge challenges as a result of being married as children. Isolated, lack of freedom, feeling of disempowerment, lack of fundamental rights to health, education, and safety are just a few. According to UNICEF, almost 50% of all sexual assaults globally are against girls 15 years old or younger. Child brides are neither physically or emotionally ready to be wives or mothers. They're at a greater risk for complications in pregnancy and childbirth, contracting HIV, AIDS, suffering domestic violence, and suffering from poverty. Adolescent mothers have a 35 to 55% increased risk to deliver infants who are preterm and of low birth weight in comparison to mothers over the age of 18. Girls who are married as children remain disadvantaged physically, educationally, psychologically, and economically, and are forced to suffer their whole life. The statistics and consequences of child marriage are similar to children engaged in prostitution. However, prostitution is much more negatively viewed globally. Child marriage is rooted in gender inequality and the belief that girls and women are somehow inferior to boys and men. In many of the communities practicing child marriage, girls are not valued as much as boys. Girls are often viewed as burdens on their family, and getting your daughter married at a young age can be viewed as a way to ease economic hardship by transferring the burden to her husband. Child marriage is also backed by patriarchal values and the desire to control female sexuality. A husband is allowed to control how his wife behaves, how she dresses, who she is allowed to see, and much more. Families closely guard their daughter's sexuality and virginity in order to protect the family's honor. Girls who have relationships or become pregnant out of wedlock are often shamed and exiled for bringing dishonor to the family. How can we end child marriage? We need to educate and empower girls, support and encourage our youth to become activists for change, mobilize and educate communities, bring men and traditional leaders on board to stop child marriages. We need to raise awareness. There are currently 66 ongoing programs implementing intervention schemes operating in many countries, 49 in Africa, 34 in South Asia, and 4 in other regions. Most programs revolve around educating girls' families and communities. Others focus on law and policy initiatives as well as implementation. Despite the programs, the issue of child marriage has not been combated. It is still a culturally backed norm occurring in many rural villages. Traditions, religion, and culture has been the second biggest challenge facing the organizations who are running these programs globally. Educating girls is one of the most powerful tools to preventing child marriages. Based on research, it is estimated by the year 2020, 140 million girls will become child brides. Want to help make a difference? Become an activist. Ask New York State to support Bill A.5524, designed to help end child marriages. For more information, visit www.girlsnotbrides.org.